Team Fortress 2, released October 10th of 2007, with 653 updates since release, and 46 considerably major updates. A game in which the objective is to either push a cart, capture a control point, or steal intelligence. 9 classes, 6 maps at launch. How did a game that was delayed and rebuilt twice manage not only to reach success, but continue pushing well through a decade with a considerable community and fanbase surrounding it? And when will it all stop? Is TF2 dead? Will it ever die? To answer that question, we have to go back into the history and development of this game and see where we are today. The original Team Fortress was a mod for Quake developed back in 1996, and in 1999, Valve released their own official version known as Team Fortress Classic. A year later, Team Fortress 2 was first shown at E3 in 1999, where Valve showcased new technologies and showing it as a hyper-realistic war simulator, including commanders and parachute classes. And over the years, up until 2007, the game was revamped once and twice more, first having an alien futuristic shooter, and the second time being the style that we know today. But upon release, TF2 wasn't the only smash hit that Valve released. It came paired with 2 other games that were very excited and hyped. Team Fortress 2 released in the orange box, a box with a value of around $59.95, including 2 other games. And what were those games? Only Portal and Half-Life 2 Episode 2, Valve's most hyped and exciting series. Fans who bought this box not only got it for Half-Life, but to snag these 2 other games with it. And with the enormous crowds of people waiting and excited for Half-Life 2 Episode 2, an enormous crowd was exposed to Team Fortress 2, giving it the proper springboard to launch forward with an exciting and promising start. With its unique and colorful characters, art style, and gameplay, the game grew larger and larger, drawing in enormous crowds. Then, slowly, Valve started a process that would evolve and change this game forever. April 29th of 2008, the Gold Rush update. A new map, class oriented around the medic, and most importantly, the unique item system was introduced, and new weapons were added for the medic that were granted after completing a certain amount of achievements. May 21st of 2009, the Sniper vs. Spy update. Another new map, a handful of weapons for each of these classes, and very importantly, an item drop system, and the first generation of hats were released for players. The system gave a small chance of finding a tool or weapon for free, and an even smaller chance of that item being a hat. Each class received 1 unique hat. This is considered as the true genesis of what current TF2 is. August 13th of 2009, the classless update added 18 new hats and a new miscellaneous item slot, allowing you to wear 2 items, a hat and a cosmetic. Slowly over these first 2 years, Valve was building an inventory system, a cosmetic system, and a hat and weapon pool for players to have. This was the framework, the architecture that would be the base and one major reason why this game has lived on as long as it has. September 30th of 2010, the Manconomy update. This update would be the one to change everything. A handful of weapons and a bundle of hats were released into this game, and they began to circulate between players with a brand new trading system. The official Manco store also opened, giving players a method of purchasing items for real-life currency. And you know what that does? Give real-life value to these virtual items. In one fell swoop, an explosion of commerce and value spewed out of the community. Metal for hats, hats for hats, weapons for weapons. People started making real money by trading these virtual items. Then, the final little gift. The 2 infamous items that would create tens of thousands of dollars for lucky individuals. The Manco Supply Crate and the Manco Supply Crate Key. These special little microtransactions brought to the table the #1 core type of item that make the economy spin fast. Unusual hats. Oh, and also they added vintage and genuine qualities. Over the next year, small little updates and patches added 1 or 2 more items here and there, stimulating more trade and growth. People bought indie keys, investing in them like stock. They bought green berets, severed rabbit heads, and earbuds, all in hopes to get rich. After all, wouldn't it be nice to make back the money that you paid to play this game by playing it? June 23rd, 2011. The Uber update. A brand new map, some hats, some weapons, the usual. But then, out of left field, the game became free to play. Hordes and hordes of brand new players flooded the servers. Gibbuses adorned bald heads for miles and miles. And it was open season on all the Bambis. And admittedly, I was one of them. I started playing around this time, funny enough. If you'd purchased this game, even after the update, you got the nice little proof of purchase hat. All these new kids on the block were ripe for scams and sharks to tear them apart, and trading turned dark in some trade servers. One more important type of item was also tossed into the mix: the strange weapons, and now that was kick-ass. After this update, more came and went, events and special weapons and hats. The new model made an absolute killing for Valve. They adopted the nowadays infamous free-to-play microtransactions and taxation model, both selling you virtual items for actual money and taking a small cut from items you sold directly on their commerce trading page. More and more crates came, more stranges and effects came. After years and years, we now today have mushroom hats, golden hats, fish with Christmas lights wrapped around them, glowing eyeballs, and painted pistols. In all that time, the major focus of the game had changed, and went from the intricate rock, paper, scissors, and team-oriented combat into flexing your best painted fancy glowing hats, and I myself have indulged in the vanity. In all this time, the veterans of TF2, those who played since the first Gold Rush update, felt that Valve had lost its touch and abandoned the game, and instead focused on making tons and tons of cash. And around the time of the Uber update, the in-game economy was valued at around $50 million US. Virtual hats. 50 million. They saw their fun gameplay ruined by all this fanciful trading and what have you. This in turn leads us to today. Right now, you and me. I hear this one quote at least twice a day while playing this game. It's always, TF2 is dead. I hear it when the new shitty matchmaking system creates a small and unbalanced game, or in the TF2 center lobbies, or in the Minecraft trading maps. But is this game really dead? And if it's not, when will it die? Entropy, the second law of thermodynamics. It states that the state of entropy of the entire universe as an isolated system will always increase over time. The second law also states that the changes in the entropy in the universe can never be negative. This means that eventually, after all the ups and downs, the mixing and bursts of energy and crowds of people that swirl around the community, it will reach a complete fizzled out state. And what it looks like, we're about to hit that point of no return. The answer of the title of the videos is no. TF2 is not dead, and TF2 will never die. And now, I don't mean that in some pridefully ignorant way. I mean this realistically. Like all living organisms, TF2 went through this infancy, peaked and became a strong entity, then slowly aged and started to rest. How many games have you played in the past that you still wished had players? Dead games. TF2 is incapable currently of death. Ever since the addition of the F2P model, new people who install Steam for the first time and join the PC gaming world see TF2 as soon as they start. A free-to-play game with a ton of history and hype behind it. So what do? Install the game and play before they even change their account's email username. What I mean is that TF2 is in this sort of life support limbo. With an economy that's tanked and its own inflation, and with a steady stream of new players discovering the game for the first time, this game will always have new people that will go through the stages of TF2 gameplay like the rest of us did. First time trading, first unusual, first YouTube video. All of the very old veterans have either been flushed out by this new environment or have called it quits and tried new games like Overwatch, hoping to relive some fun and incredible experiences like TF2 had in its heyday. This game has little momentum left. The only things that stimulate this old body into moving again are big and flashy updates that either bug people because of massive aesthetic changes or just fail to impress us completely. This game will not die, unless Valve puts a bullet into it, but with the economy and thousands of dollars invested by players, and by the revenue that the game makes for them annually, it would make no sense from a business perspective to pull the plug. TF2 is on life support, cursed to live on the brink of purgatory, and many people look back and wish they could relive the youth and excitement of this game from a decade ago. I still boot up TF2. I still like pulling stupid metas, playing like an idiot or trying hard and mowing people down, and so do many other people. But no matter how you dress the horse, it's still a horse. It will run, jump, kick, and drink. You can still enjoy this game, because at its core it is the gameplay that matters. But many people seem to not understand that. There are still many TF2 content creators who make videos to either pander to a crowd of hungry addicts that miss the excitement over this game, or who make videos because they still enjoy doing it. But deep down, we all know that TF2 isn't the same. TF2 is not dead. The statement and even the answer is a sad one. TF2 isn't dead. It won't be the same, but it isn't dead. I mean, hell, for some people, at this stage it might as well be death. They've moved on to other games. Who knows how long we'll keep this show on the road, but two things are for sure. I've had a blast ever since the Uber update, watching videos and being part of a community, and when the time finally comes and the plug gets pulled, I'll wish it were still going, and I'll shed a tear for the game that introduced me to PC gaming, to YouTube, and to a whole world of players and content, and memes I'd never enjoyed without it. Hopefully it really was worth the wait.